Hey there folks, it's me TheTacticalBrit, and today I wanted to talk to you about cosmetics in Battlefield 5 and where I feel some errors have been made along the way. Now, for those of you who've been following Battlefield 5 for a while now, you'll know that a lot of cosmetics have been released for the game, most of which I think people would describe as lackluster, and as well as some of them included in Tides of War like face paints, which has caused a lot of controversy. You know, you don't really want to spend a week and a half just to earn a face paint. That's not really what people anticipated when they saw things like Tides of War coming, and not really what people anticipated in terms of customization on the whole. And today I want to talk about the epic skins in Battlefield 5, the currency system, and why personally I haven't bought any skins in Battlefield 5 to date. This video today is brought to you by Amino. Feel free to check out their app on the Google Play Store or the iOS Store in order to interact with communities around your interests and check out things like stories, videos, and blogs on things that matter to you. Feel free to check out my global profile in order to see content on Battle Royale games such as Apex Legends. I'm going to break this down into certain sections and explain why this isn't the case and why I haven't got any skins, and kind of go through it sequentially to talk about the issues I feel that currently exist in terms of cosmetics. Now, of course, all of the cosmetics are backdropping on a very problematic setting for Battlefield 5, and, well, I guess that's just my first point. Now, in Battlefield 5 at the moment, due to the number of bugs and due to the situation the game finds itself in, I personally have been struggling to play the game for extended periods of time, and truth be told, when that is the case and that's the situation, I don't really feel any need to invest money into cosmetics because, well, why would I buy things for a broken game? Loads of you guys would remember the Ark Survival Evolved crisis, where lots of people were really outraged because Ark Survival Evolved, a previously early access game, in fact I think it still is early access, released DLC for a game that had not even been finished yet. Now, for me, I really don't feel as though cosmetics are on the same caliber, but I do feel as though the fact that there are so many different cosmetic layers that seemingly get released over and over again, I personally wouldn't be inclined to buy any of them because I don't feel the game is in a stable and playable state at the moment, and I really think it needs a lot of work and needs to be in a good place before I can consider such a move or a transaction in the first place. Now, moving on, let's talk about the actual uniforms themselves. Like, Battlefield 5 has had some really interesting cosmetic choices, and some of them have been great, some of them have been really interesting. I like some of the ones which feature headgear, some of the ones that feature bandanas and things like that. You know, I'm totally here for stuff like that. I want to make my character look cool, and I'm pretty sure most people who play the game for extended periods of time want to do the same. The biggest parallel I can draw here is with Rainbow Six Siege, a game that I sunk maybe 2.5 years into before I stopped playing, and probably will return to at some point. And even on Rainbow Six Siege, I think I've probably spent over £50–60 in cosmetics alone, but I felt that that was okay because, well, the cosmetics look great, there was a ranking system and a few other reasons that made me feel as though I wanted to customize my character and make them look cool. Now, in Battlefield 5, I've got to admit, most of the cosmetics for the most part feel very uninspired, and for me personally, I haven't seen any that have, you know, really drawn me to the point of I really want to buy this skin, and I really want other people to see the skin I have. It's more just been a case of here are some skins that are kind of generically stuff you've already seen in maybe different colors or a few different patterns, and it doesn't feel as though the character model design has really changed significantly with most of these skins, and I just really don't see why I personally would have invested any money into most of those cosmetics. Now, of course, that is separated towards the epic skins. The epic skins actually do look pretty great, but for the most part, even then, I don't think I'm willing to pay £7 for a singular skin. That's just never going to happen. Christ, I feel very finicky about buying a FIFA Ultimate Team pack for like £3.50, so why would I want to buy a cosmetic for £7, especially in a fully full-priced retail game? We're not talking about a game that's free to play, we're talking about something that other people have actually paid for quite significant money, and, you know, when you go, here's this $60 game, now we want 7 more, a lot of people are just going to ask questions, and not the kind of positive questions that you want. I really think if they want to sell skins, and want to sell epic skins especially, lowering them down to £2 to £3 is the better move, because it doesn't feel like a large investment. Now, everybody is very quick to not spend excessive sums of money. I personally think £7 to £10 is actually quite a little bit of cash. You know, you can do a lot with that money. You can go get some drinks, you can go out for, like, I don't know, a cheap brunch or something, you know. It's extended periods of cash, you know, stuff that you can do stuff with. But if it's like £2 or £3, I'll throw that stuff away and forget I even spent it. Now, you know, £2 to £3 here or there very much does add up down the line, but for the most part as a consumer, most people just forget about that stuff, and it's why things like Ultimate Team coins and stuff like that have been always so successful, and things like foot points, and why people buy Ultimate Team packs, because people are willing to throw away between sort of £3 and £5 every time they play the game, and they don't necessarily feel negatively encouraged to do so. So I really think that price discrepancy is something that needs to be addressed. I don't think anybody is willing to spend that much money on an epic skin. Now moving on to the elites as well, I really think these guys are interesting, but still, again, we're not offering enough here. Now, if you buy an elite operator, that's great, but you only see him on the end of round screen and the character selection screen. There is one animation, not many voice lines. There's, you know, basically no weapon skins that come with them. There's not even a weapon inspect feature in the game at the moment, which doubles down on reasons not to purchase skins because, well, you don't even get to see them. And really, for the money that they cost, I just don't see the reason why. Now, it's really great when you've got, you know, games like Rainbow Six where you have invested serious amounts of time and there is a serious ranking system that allows you to buy things like elite skins because you want to show your investment. There was a period of time on PlayStation 4 where I would play Rainbow Six Siege every single night, and I was in the diamond category, and I would spend money on skins because I wanted to look good whilst being good. And in Battlefield, I just don't think there's that many opportunities to show off your character and how they look, and for that extent, I really don't feel the inclination to buy something like the epic skins or buy something like the elite operators. I suppose that in itself is a sub-point. Without really any new max ranks for quite a while, or any ranks or ranking systems in general, my investment into Battlefield doesn't really feel like a lot because it's not really represented in any other way than the number to the left of my name on a leaderboard. Now moving on, and probably my final point here, it's safe to say that, you know, the uniforms we've received have just not been the kind of World War II uniforms we've wanted. I think the coolest ones I've seen are the ones that are actually a bit more out there, but you don't have to be a bit more out there while sacrificing an authentic World War II feel, you know? I'd be more than happy to have some like blood-drenched clothing or some clothing that's been cut up and put together. I'd be happy to have things like tattoos and other cosmetics as well. And I really think looking over to neighbors like Insurgency Sandstorm and Rising Storm Vietnam will give you a good idea of how people can put authentic kinds of looks into the time periods they're aiming at, while still giving an inclination to wanting to have those skins. And those are typically unlocked with progression in those games, but if you make them good enough and give people a reason to, they'll buy it with real money. So folks, that's about it from me today, The Tactical Brit. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video.